The recruiting for the legion took place at the port. In times past, the legions had been raised when danger threatened. Gaius Marius the Elder had ended that. Rome would have a standing army, and now men could join the legions and have a career. Whilst the pay of a legionary would not be a large amount, there were opportunities for promotion. Such promotions would bring not only power, but also more coins. I confess, as I trekked from Picenum to Ancona with my father's old spear, helmet, and sword, as well as my belongings hanging from the end of the spear, I did not feel particularly optimistic about any of this. I was alone, and having bade farewell to my family, and carrying, as well as my belongings, a wineskin and some food, my spirits were as low as they could get. I had many miles to go. I could have taken a boat from Castrum Truentinum, and that would have saved my feet and 3 days of walking, but I could not afford it. I had a couple of denarii in my purse, and they were for emergencies. I knew that my family had given me all that they could afford to. I had warm clothes, and my sandals were well made. In hindsight, the walk was good preparation for the life of a legionary. It was not in my interest to dawdle, and I hurried at what I would soon learn was called the military pace. As I did not have much food then, I would also learn to go hungry. I had my sling with me and managed to hit a rabbit that first night as I camped by a small stream that tumbled and bubbled towards the sea. I could not afford lodgings, and a quiet camp was just what I needed. I skinned and butchered the rabbit and cooked it on an open fire. Cooked that way, it was a little tough, but it augmented the bread, fruit, and goat's cheese I had brought. I made water on the skin. I did not know yet what I would use it for, but it seemed to me a useful object, and I was joining the legion with little enough as it was. I thought perhaps I might make it into a hat, for my father had said that legions had been used to fight the Gauls who lived to the north of our land. There were high mountains with snow. A hat made of rabbit skin might keep my head warm. I boiled the bones that night, and when I rose, I added some oats to the water and made a hearty porridge. I kept the more useful bones. Some could be used to pick food from my teeth, and the dagger I had would allow me to carve them. I could afford to waste nothing. I passed few people, for I avoided the roads, and made my way through paths that crisscrossed the hills and woods. I had always been a solitary youth. Now I was almost a man, and my character had already been formed. A man cannot change his nature. I think my father knew that when he made the decision to make me enlist. When I reached Ancona, I felt as though I had entered a new world. It was far bigger than Picenum, and, as a port, was filled with all manner of people. Even the language I heard sounded different. I understood all the words, but the accents seemed to make the words themselves take on a new meaning. After ascertaining where the building for recruitment was, I headed for it. I contemplated finding a bathhouse and spending one of my denarii there, but decided that if they wanted me, they would take me as I was. I knew I did not smell good, but I could do nothing about it. There was an old soldier seated outside at a table with a wax tablet before him. I knew he was old from the grey hairs. His helmet, which looked like the one I carried, hung from his chair. I saw that it had 2 black feathers in it.